Hi, and welcome to Theo and Olaf. My name is Eric, and in this video, I'll be talking about litter boxes. Now, there are various types of litter boxes out there. There are some that are electric, some that are enclosed, and some with walls. But for me, I actually like the boring, simple, normal, manual litter boxes. Call me simple, but that's just my preference. And also, surprisingly, your cat may like them as well. So here are the 5 reasons why I think these types of boxes are the best kind for your cat. Cats love edges, whether they're rubbing their head on a corner of your chair or maybe they're on a corner of a cardboard box, but really cats love edges, and also that means for litter boxes here. As you can see, this box has a lot of edges, and those edges are good for wiping paws. Cats are notorious for being clean animals. They love taking baths whenever they can, and sometimes they do it very excessively. But when it comes to dirty paws, they like having clean paws. They don't like dust or dirt on their paws. And so wiping the paws on the edges of the box here actually helps them relieve them of any dust or any kind of grain that gets stuck between their toes, their fur, and I think they feel better as well too. If your box has walls on the side, they can't do that. They can't wipe their paws. So now they're walking around your apartment with maybe dust on their paws, on the pads, and maybe they might have some rocks in between their toes, and they have to get used to it. They have to maybe lick it off or something, but I think having them wipe it down is a lot simpler for them, and I think it's just a lot more cleaner. Now, would you ever use a bathroom that constantly smells like poop and urine? Probably not, right? It's really gross. So why would you let your cat do the same thing? If your cat is using one of those enclosed litter boxes, meaning that the cat has to either enter from the front or from the top, then your cat is most likely breathing in a lot of poop and urine. And so that's really gross, right? Your cat has to breathe it in all the time. And also it's breathing in a lot of dust that gets collected inside that enclosed litter box. And that can cause a lot of health issues for your cat, such as respiratory issues. So as you can see here, I have a litter box that's open, which means that odors are going to be traveling up and out into the house. But there are a couple ways you can reduce that problem. One is to get high quality litter. I have Boxy Pro here, and Boxy Pro has been doing a great job at reducing the amount of odors that travel through the house. When I go to scoop out his litter, Theo's litter, I hardly smell anything at all, and that's because it's just high quality litter here. It actually works on reducing and eliminating odors rather than having some cat litters that have like Febreze or fake scents that just add to the poop. So now you have like flower scented poop, and that's kind of gross. But Boxy Pro does a good job actually eliminating odors. And also it reduces dust as well too. So it's 99% dust free. And actually that's very true. I've noticed a good, I guess, low amount of dust when I pour it in. So Theo actually isn't breathing in dust, and I'm not having to smell the poop. And also too, Theo is on a raw food diet, which means that he eats a lot healthier. Cats who eat a lot of manufactured food from, like dry food or any kind of like Friskies or any kind of IMs, that's manufactured, which means the cat's poop is going to smell a lot worse. If your cat is on a healthy diet, like raw food, then your cat's poop is going to smell a lot less. And also if you have high quality litter, mix that in with that, you're hardly going to smell anything at all. So I recommend having a high quality litter and putting your cat on a raw food diet to reduce the amount of poop odors. If you're familiar with those types of litter robots, the big pods that spin things around or the litter around into a separate compartment, those are really cool and all, but I feel like they never get cleaned, because whenever I see them, there's always a lot of dust on the edges, and it's always like some maybe sticky residue on the side, and that's kind of gross, right? Your cat is going into a giant pod where there's now sticky residue on the ceiling, on the walls and everything, and that's just really disgusting. So I feel like a lot of people just don't clean their boxes when they should. You're supposed to clean your box about once a month, like 2 to 3 weeks. I say about once a month or so. And that's really important because your cat doesn't want to use a dirty box, just like you wouldn't want to use a dirty toilet. What I do is, because this box is so big, I actually use giant trash bags, like the kind you use for the leaves, but depending on your size of litter box, you can use basic trash bags here. And then you just pour it out into the bag and dump it into a trash can later. You don't want to pour any sort of litter in the toilet because that's unsanitary. A lot of the fecal matter of cats carry diseases, and so now it's into the water system. And that's something humans use, right? So we don't want that into our water supply. So be sure to dump all of the poop and the litter into a trash bag. Also, to clean it out, I use Dawn. I use maybe like a little dab here and there. I don't use a lot. There's a couple little squirts around here. And then I use sponges. These are sponges I specifically use for the litter box. Once I'm done using them, I toss them out. I don't use them ever again because I wouldn't want to. It's gross. And so I clean out inside, the edges, the bottom, these little containers here. I scrub the whole thing out so that way Theo can have a nice clean box next time he uses it. And then I refill the whole thing back with clean, fresh litter for Theo. Also, when you are cleaning your litter box, you want to make sure you are wearing a mask because even though a lot of litter says 99% dust free, there's always dust flying in the air and you don't want to breathe that in. Also, if you are using wood chips, that also contains a lot of dust and you don't want to be breathing in any sort of wood dust because that can cause cancer over time. So be sure to wear a mask, and because we are living in COVID times right now, you should have a mask available at hand, so be sure to use those. So if you are planning on getting an electric cat litter box, that's great and all, but those kind of litter boxes aren't always a one-size-fit-all kind of thing. With these types of boxes, you can get various sizes, like small ones for kittens, medium ones for a single cat, and a large one for multiple cats. This is actually a jumbo cat litter box and for multiple cats, but I got it for Theo because Theo actually likes having all the space here. In the past, I actually got Theo some smaller ones, but I felt he was actually too cramped in those boxes. And so I got this, and he actually likes a lot more. He can walk around, he can go in one area and stand here and clean, in that area a lot more easily rather than having to circle around and step on his poop and urine, and that was kind of gross. And so this is actually really helpful for that kind of situation. Also, it has two compartments. One for the scooper and then one for the bags. But you can put, if you have this, you can put whatever you want in these things. So this is actually a really beneficial box for your cat. So as I just mentioned, this was a very affordable litter box. It was $26 from PetSmart, and you're not spending hundreds of dollars on these big electric, fancy litter boxes that, in my opinion, aren't that great. They may be good for your cat, but I think they're not that fantastic because they do tend to malfunction a lot. I've seen some where you have to kind of reset it or it gets unaligned, and also they get dirty quite often, and they're just very tedious to work with. And maybe I'm just old school like that, but I like these basic ones here. This is actually really thick, so $26, this is actually really sturdy and this will last a long time. It's not cheap, it doesn't feel cheap. And I like that a lot. It's $26, but it feels like it's actually should be a lot more expensive, but it's not, so that's great. When I first adopted Theo, I made sure that I had a really good litter box here. And me being old school, I love having these basic types of simple litter boxes here. If you want to get electric litter box, that's totally fine. I have nothing against that. But this is the type of litter box I prefer, and Theo prefers as well too. Again, you just have to be on top of maintenance. You have to clean it every so often, and so you can't let it just go unclean. You have to make sure that it's clean for your cat and clean for yourself too, because it can start getting smelly, it can start getting dirty, and again, you don't want that. And be sure to use high quality litter to reduce odors, and you may want to put your cat on a raw food diet to also reduce the smell of poop odors around your home. So what are your thoughts on litter boxes? Do you have an electric one, or do you have a basic, simple one like I do? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all things Theo and Olaf. Thanks for watching.